Excellent connection. All right, so this is our testing for live again. Hopefully it will work. I have no idea how the live setup works. Yeah, the live is going few second delay. Yeah, that's so fine. Okay, no worries. So here we are, our first live. What we're going to do on this live? The very first thing we're going to do is thank you for the viewers. We don't have many, but how many we have, they are great sport. So I was about to do some of the phones. Let me show you what I have. These ones here. So we got all iPhone 12 Pro Maxes. We need to do reglass on them. So if you notice, the front screen have just a tiny crack on all the phones. All these 5 phones are similar. So one crack here, one here, one here. Now the main reason for this live is because whenever I run the classes for the beginners, they always ask about these, how to open the phone screen without damaging it. They have probably seen so many different machines and different techniques and stuff online to open the phone without damaging it or so. They are very expensive screens. They probably don't want to spend money as a beginner or so. So this is something to work on the phones without spending money on the machines. All you need to do just to open the screen without damaging it is one screwdriver, one blade, and probably 1 second, thinner. And obviously we need a heat pad as well. We're gonna heat up the screens a little bit. So it'll be like not a long live, this one. So this is just a test for me. But we're gonna work on these phones live, taking the screen apart. Even though there is a crack, there is always a misconception in this industry saying, oh, if there is a crack on the screen, you're gonna crack it more. Well, obviously they are professionals, they know cracking it or something, but for the beginner point of view, it is hard. So we're going to do a beginner point of view on these ones, taking these 2 screws off. All right, we're leaving this one onto the heat pad for maybe few minutes, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, depending. We will open this one up as well. And the method I'm going to show you is very simple and easy method. There's nothing hard on this one. So I'm opening all the screws from the bottom one and putting on the heat pad. Heat pad has to be on like 80 degrees or 90 degrees, not more than that. Apart from this, nothing. If you're looking for the training classes in Australia, we are here to help. We provide professional training for beginners and advanced level as well. And plus, if you want to work on game consoles like PlayStation, HDMI port replacement, or the diagnostic of PlayStations, we do that too. Apart from these, we do provide service for retail store, normal screen replacement, battery replacement, charging port replacement. We do work on devices on motherboard repair level as well, data recoveries. Plus we do fix phones for businesses. So if you're running a business in Australia looking for a reliable service for phone repairing, for the stuff which you cannot handle at your store, you can send it over to us. Other than that, we do screen refurbishing as well only for the businesses, not for the retail customers, because it's a bit hard to explain retail customer what's going on and stuff. Like it's not worth it. Like we tried, it's not worth it. So we're only doing for business, for people who understand what's going on with the refurbishing. And plus, great news is we are starting a mobile phone refurbished second-hand phones sale, most probably very soon. Is coming on live maybe anytime soon. It can be tomorrow, it can be next week, or it can be next month, but something is cooking at the back, and we are preparing something good, and we're working on the prices. Like our retail prices will be similar to or matching to the prices who people are getting from wholesale suppliers. So if you are running a business, you're buying from a wholesaler, the prices you buy it for will be selling that to the public. And if you need to do some wholesaling, like if you want to get some phones to sell at your store, we can look after you with that one as well. We're gonna give you obviously better deal, plus we'll be very clear with the grading, we'll be very clear with our quality testing, we'll be notifying customer beforehand if the everything, not everything, like basically the screen and the camera are the main part. So if the screen has been replaced or it has original screen. If you buy a phone from online marketplaces or somewhere, you buy the premium product but you don't know if the screen has been replaced on that phone or not, or is a copy screen or the original screen. So we'll be keeping very clear transparency onto this industry. We doing it for a long time, especially for the businesses, because they know inside and out, and they are pretty happy with our service so far. Anyway, it's been few minutes, so let's start with one of the phone. So we heated this one up a little bit. So I'll show you the technique. I did not turn it off just to show you. Now it's not 100% that it'll be 100% working all the time, still depending on the screen condition, or the screen is damaged or so. You can still get the line, but 99% chance you're not gonna get line with this method. So what we're doing is we're using a thinner around it. You're gonna feel like thinner is not going inside, but it actually does go inside, makes it a bit smoother. You just need this blade. You're gonna put this blade on the side and push it down like that. Then you're gonna put the thinner this side and this side, and you're gonna twist this one up. Here we go. If you notice, the screen is already lifting up. So you're going to use the thinner again on the side. Using the thinner on the OLED doesn't make any difference to the quality of the screen. It does not affect the OLED quality. Here we go. So thinner on the side, blade on the side, pushing it up. You see the gap in there. You don't need to force it. Wherever you see the gap, you're opening this one up. Wherever you see the glue, I think it's too zoomed in, so let's zoom out a little bit. So basically, screen opening will take less than a minute, and there is no risk at all. So from all the sides we're doing it. Once we go on the top, we're gonna use the thinner again, and I don't know where I put the thinner. Oh, it's gone here. So again, from the top, you push it, and the screen is out. And if you see the screen, is still 100% working. There's no line, nothing at all. Then we just open these screws and do whatever, the battery replacement or something, because mostly when you go to a store, if I'm talking about the retail customer side section, your phone needs a battery or the battery is fallen, but you see the crack on the screen as well, and shopkeeper will say, oh, we have to charge you for the screen because the screen is cracked, and when we're going to open it, you're going to crack more because there's no other way, we're going to open from the front, blah blah blah, all these things. But that is not true, because that is if he does not know how to do it, or that is if he's not confident that what he's doing, or maybe he does not have enough training about this one. I'm not sure if somebody viewing my live or not, because I really have no idea how to test it. So this one here is all done. So we go the next one again. So similar thing we're gonna do is we got a phone here. It has a cracked screen all the way from here to here, and we're gonna open it just with this blade and screwdriver. We already taken the screws out and the thinner. You don't need extra machines, you don't need any expensive machine, you don't need the suction cup, you do not need any other tool at all. And this method does work on iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the series, including you want to work on the Samsung, you want to work on the iPad, you want to work on the tablet, no matter what. You don't need expensive machines to work on these devices. So again, let's start it again. So just a blade, the screen is on, you're putting it on the side, push it down. Once it's in, you're still gonna put some blade there, twist it. If you're getting a bit pressure, you put more thinner on the side, and that's it. If you see, let me zoom in, the screen is already out. Now this part is dangerous. If you see, this frame is lifting up on the corner. Now this sort of screen can get damaged. So doesn't matter it's me or with the machine, it will definitely get damaged, because machine not gonna stop where you're gonna see that, oh, the frame is lifting up, the frame is separating from the machine, or I need to stop or something. You're gonna keep stretching the screen, and the frame is gonna stuck at the bottom, screen coming up on the top, you're gonna damage it. So this part is tricky. Like even these things, I can damage it as well, but there are less chances. But if it does get damaged, I will not be surprised, because if the frame is lifting up, like is separating from the screen, then there's more chances you're gonna damage the LCD. When I say damage, it means I'm talking about the lines on the screen. Look at this one here. So if you see, LCD is here, frame is here on the top. So what we need to do is we need to lift up the frame. This part is dangerous, because when we're lifting it up, we are actually stretching the flex cable on the top. But if you notice, the screen is still intact. So even though the frame was separating from here, it's still intact, because we're not putting much of the pressure on the screen while separating it onto the blade, onto the frame. But even if it does that, it's not surprise. You will not be surprised to see the line on these sort of things. These sort of things you can't prevent even onto the machine. But if you're doing it manually by hand, depend on your luck, depend on your skills. So basically wherever you stuck, you need to use the thinner. Here we go. Phone is open. The screen had a crack. The screen was lifting up from the frame. Frame was not attached. And still the screen is intact. It's getting heated up, that's why it's there, but you don't see any line or something. So there's a myth that you need expensive machines to open the phones without damaging it. Oh, it's very hard, it's very risky, or like I can't do it. It's all bullshit. Nothing is true on this. Okay, I'll show you the third one again. As again, this is more risky because the crack is coming from here to there, and I'll explain you the whole process again. You're gonna put the thinner on the top, on the corner. You're gonna feel like the thinner is not going inside, but it actually does go inside. You're gonna put the blade on the side, not at the bottom. If you put it on the bottom, definitely you're gonna crack it. Just leave about 1 inch gap from the side. Push the blade in. Once the blade goes in, use the thinner. You see, screen is already getting separated. This is a bit risky again because the screen is getting separated from the frame. Okay, when you see the frame is staying inside, you need to push the frame out. Again, for any phone which has frame getting separated from the screen, you got the lines, there's no surprise. As a beginner, you're gonna get those things. As a professional, even as a trainer, we still can damage. There's like 1% chance of it. Everybody does that. If somebody say, oh, I never done it or so, maybe they're not showing onto the camera, but everybody does damage the screen when they open it. Sometimes, not all the time. Like there's always 1% chance. Why I'm showing this on a broken screen? Because there's a myth that broken screen they're gonna crack more. We get customer here, oh, I have a crack like this. We don't even say you're gonna get more crack. Your crack onto the screen will remain the same. We're just gonna open it up, do our part replacement, battery, charging port, whatever we are working on, and we pack it up. So here we go. The phone is open. There's no line on the screen at all. And everything is done with just one single blade and the thinner. Alrighty, last one. Again, use the thinner around the corners over here. Again, you're not gonna feel it's going inside, but it actually does go inside. You're gonna use the blade not on the bottom, you're gonna use the blade on the side. Push it in. Once the blade goes in, use the thinner again, twist it. If it's getting pressure, use more thinner. Okay, done. From this side, we're going to put the blade in. Once the blade in, we're going to use the thinner again onto the side. Lift this one up. Screen is separated. Use the thinner again. and then we just go along to the top, 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 this side, top, top. Then you hold the screen like that. Wherever you see the gap, put some thinner in there, lift it up from the corner just a bit, then again we're going to use the thinner on the top. Once you reach on the top over here, just like that, and so remember we started from almost 1 inch, leaving 1 inch at the bottom. We're going to leave 1 inch at the top. Then you're going to like twist it like on angle, and you're going to put the thinner around. One thing I always tell my students, whoever comes to me for the class, is that whenever you are working on a phone, something which is attached with a double-sided tape, there is only one method: heat and thinner. So we heat it up and use the thinner. The screen is out. So it takes about a minute. Here we go. So all these 4 models now, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 we opened, they all had the crack, and we open it just with the blade, nothing else. You don't need a machine, you don't need anything. Everything just works very smooth. So I think that was it. So this was my live and was testing as well. I'm not sure it works or not, but if it does work, if you watch it later or something, gives me a thumbs up or suggest me something if I'm not doing correctly, or if you even if you have more better way of doing it. Obviously there are different methods, like I use so many different methods as well, but this is the cheapest method without using any machines or any expensive tools. Thank you so much. See you next time.